Namaste to my distinct souls, friends, and my dear tiny listeners. In the midst of our lives, we find magic that makes our soul fly, undoubtedly through fairy tales. Yes, it's the moment to fly across and nourish our imagination. Let's get started. Today's story is a goal maker. Once upon a time, there lived two kind siblings named Alan and Alida. Their parents passed away early, leaving them with a small house and a garden. Unfortunately, the soil in the garden was too dry for them to grow any plant in it. Alan, what should we do now? If this continued, we will starve to death, cried Alida. Alida, don't think too much. Just do our best. We will definitely succeed, patted Alan. They did not give up. They spent all the money that they had and even borrowed from the moneylenders. But times were very hard. They were deeply in debt. As usual, one day, Alida went to a forest to find food. She discovered a red, fragrant fruit growing in the dry land. Alida was so curious and tasted the fruit. She felt that the fruit was extremely sweet. So, she took a few branches and brought it home to plant. Having planted, expectedly, the tree grew quickly and had big fruits. Alida, now we have hope, exclaimed Alan. That's right, we won't have to hide anymore, expressed Alida. However, a big storm blew their hope away, destroying almost all the fruits on the tree. Alan and Alida looked at each other sadly and started to sell the blown off apple to earn some money. On the way, Alida heard the thirsty cry of a small bird. With her kind nature, Alida immediately gave the bird an apple to quench its thirst. The bird thanked Alida and asked, Alida, what are you doing here at this afternoon? Nothing, dear. Times are very hard. Alida began to tell the bird about her family's plight. The bird listened, seemingly sympathetic to her fate, and gave her a magic gem. Put it under the tree and you will see something special. But you should return it after a year, said the bird. Alida returned home happily and buried the gem under the tree with Alan. The very next morning, the tree sprouted many golden fruits. The two siblings sold it and made a lot of money. They became richer and richer. Alida felt extremely proud. Days and months passed. Alida became tyrant and money-minded person. However, Alan advised her not to be cruel towards people. Do remember our past, advised Alan, but it ended in conflict. So, Alan left Alida and also the palace. Time flew, and a year's appointment with the bird was also coming. Alida sat alone thinking she really did not want to return the gem to the bird. So, she swallowed the gem into her mouth. As a result, her entire body turned to a golden color. Anything Alida touched with her hand turned to gold. Seeing the whole thing, the bird was very angry. Alida, remember this day. You will have to pay the price for your deeds, shouted the bird. As the bird said, Alida's joy did not last long. Alida found it very difficult even to eat and drink. People started to run away from Alida, fearing that they would be turned into gold. One day, Alida fell ill and she was crying for help, but no one came. It was the eve of Christmas. She stirred the happy memories with her brother last year. So, she wished to see Alan. Everyone shouted at Alida to leave the place at once. But Alan pleaded everyone to apologize her, and Alida cried to her brother, Alan, forgive me for all my mistakes. Now I have understood that money could not get everything we need in life. Alida, don't worry, I'm there for you. Alida cried not to touch, but Alan did so. He then immediately turned into gold. Alida now screamed for the birds to take the gem back. The bird, now transformed into a beautiful fairy, said, Alida, since you have realized your mistakes, I will help you one more time by saving your brother. Thus, they lived happily forever. Coming to the moral of the story, don't ever be greedy. The most important thing to be valued in our life is our personality, not the things that remain outside. There are many things that money cannot buy, like manners, morals, and integrity. Preserve it as our treasure. Thank you. Catching you all with one such wondrous tales.